Good day, I'm Andrea Chizom and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 26. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller is encouraging the local manufacturing sector to do more to take advantage of non-traditional exporting markets. Mrs. Simpson-Miller says players in the sector should maximize on the recently launched National Export Strategy 2 to increase their trade and export with the Latin American and Caribbean markets.
If we're not trading more, if we're not selling more, then we will not be able to increase our export and trade, and creating more jobs and increasing the rate of economic growth.
The Prime Minister was speaking Tuesday as fertilizer producer Newport Fersen marked 10 years of operations on the island. The function also served as a long service award ceremony for Newport Fersen employees. The Cabinet Office and the local government ministry have signed an agreement to support government's thrust to improve the ease of doing business in Jamaica. The two entities signed a memorandum of understanding on Tuesday, laying out the implementation plan for improving the development applications review process.
At the end of this project, it is our expectation that more high-value development applications, compliant with regulations to protect the safety of our people and our environment, will be processed within a 90-day period or less.
Similar agreements will be signed shortly with the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change and NEPA. The Cabinet Secretary says it's in keeping with the vision of a transformed public sector capable of delivering improved service to Jamaicans.
We are also ensuring that the public sector as a whole is playing its part to facilitate economic development and the achievement of Jamaica's national development goals.
The Education Ministry has announced that the internal tuition and auxiliary fees for the upcoming academic term will remain the same as last year. Speaking at a JIS think tank on Tuesday, Chief Education Officer Dr. Grace McLean had strong words for school administrators.
No changes should be made to schools' internal tuition, grant and auxiliary fee structure unless these have been approved by the regional directors. Auxiliary fees are not optional, but form part of that portion of the school fees to be borne by parents. School administrators are being reminded to devise reasonable payment plans to facilitate and accommodate parents in meeting their auxiliary fees obligations. Our schools are also being reminded that students should not be excluded from school because of their inability to pay.
She also pointed out that charges for goods such as physical education gears, epaulets, badges, lab coats and services should not be included on the vouchers for auxiliary fees. Secondary students who are on the program of advancement through health and education path, as well as those who are wards of the state, will continue to receive $2,000 each. Meanwhile, the Chief Education Officer says schools will also be provided with the necessary funds to continue the school feeding program. It's managed by the Education Ministry's School Feeding Unit in collaboration with Nutrition Products Limited.
The school's accounts will be funded during the first week of September. While lunch will be provided for other children, over 130,000 of our early childhood cohort will also be provided with breakfast.
Nutrition Products Limited will commence the production and delivery of snacks to schools in the first week of the new term. Small business owners are being called on to ensure they formalize their operations in order to benefit from government incentives available to entrepreneurs. Commerce Minister Anthony Hilton made the plea while speaking at a recent mobile business clinic initiative. It was held at the Dehaney Park Community Center in St. Andrew.
If you're doing business, it's not simply about eating a food. You have to formalize the business. And when you formalize the business, that doesn't mean you will get a loan, but it is one of the critical things that you have to do if you hope to get a loan.
The minister pointed out that several agencies such as the Jamaica Business Development Corporation and the Company's Office of Jamaica were available to help persons with starting or growing a business. Meanwhile, the Mobile Business Clinic initiative, which was launched last September, will be making other stops across the island. The initiative brings business development services directly to persons in the micro, small and medium-sized sector. And finally, the Jamaica Tourist Board is conducting marketing activities at the World Championships being held in Beijing, China. JTB's activities in China include the hosting of Jamaica House Beijing. It's a promotional concept which seeks to capitalize on the global focus on the Jamaican track and field team. Tourism Minister Dr. Wickham McNeil and Director of Tourism Paul Pennycook left the island on Tuesday to join the marketing team in Beijing. Minister McNeil says the country is poised to reap tourism benefits as a result of the athletes' achievements. And that's it for JIS News today. Amandra Chisholm, thank you for watching.